Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1 in a dismal Carabao Cup final performance, especially towards the end and extra time. I'm just going to get straight into it. But before I do that, 15,000 subscribers and giving away 3 King of London lightsabers. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check the pin comment down below for more information. Coming into this game, Chelsea was seen as the favourites by some, especially with Liverpool's extensive injury record or injury list coming into this game. Of course, Chelsea also had 8 days rest before the game. Liverpool played on Wednesday, I think, so we had more rest, we had more players fit and available, and yeah, it was Liverpool who went away with the trophy. In the first half, I think Chelsea were quite poor. I think Liverpool decided to really show Chelsea what they were made of. They pressed us well, as Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool usually do, and Chelsea were struggling to really find their feet. We had a couple of chances. Second half came around, and we looked much better. I think we should have really punished Liverpool with the chances that we had, that we created. We were able to hit them on the counter-attack with them attacking us quite viciously, keeping us under pressure, but we weren't able to take our chances. Gallagher missed our one-on-one chance. Sterling did score a chance, but Jackson was offside and he was involved in the build-up play. Van Dijk scored a header, but Endo was interfering with play. He was holding back Colwill, who was going to defend Van Dijk, and so that goal was then chalked off. So both teams had goals disallowed through VAR, offsides. Both teams very unlucky to not score their chances earlier on in the game, but it was Chelsea who were really the architects of their own downfall, in my opinion. Gary Neville was very vocal during the game on commentary, describing Chelsea as the blue £1 billion bottle jobs, but he also criticised Poch's decision making and the way he set up the side going into extra time quite negatively, in a way that I entirely agree with. I'm really disappointed with Chelsea in that extra time period. You can lose any game of football, but you cannot shrink, you cannot go back, particularly when Liverpool have 5 kids on the pitch. You have to go for their throat, and he's absolutely correct. I mean, before the kids came on, because Liverpool have been dealing with a rather stinky injury record coming into this game. Of course, Darwin Núñez was out, Salah was out, other players like Thiago was out, Jota was out, Szoboszlai was out, Trent was out, Alisson was out, Matip was out. So they were forced into using young players like Conor Bradley, Harvey Elliott, Bobby Clark, McConnell, Dans, Kwanzaa. How many of you would say that those would be the players you would want to bring on in a Carabao Cup final against Chelsea? But yet they came on and they did a job. But I think it was Chelsea sitting back and allowing them to have control of the game and just go full pressure, similarly to what we did against Man City. And it was one of my main criticisms towards Poch and his in-game management that game. And I got a lot of stick for it, because I believed that the way that we adjusted towards the last 10 minutes of the game, bringing on all the defenders and just allowing Man City to have all the ball in our half, constant pressure, we're going to set ourselves up for failure. Because teams that are better than us in the attack, and we've seen that, they have more ways of scoring. Virgil van Dijk, fantastic player. You cannot... It's so hard to defend against him on headers, and he scored twice this game. One was disallowed, one was a goal. And we had Mykhailo Mudryk marking him for the goal, which I think is kind of unfair for Mudryk. He had a terrible game when it came on, but to have him marking Virgil van Dijk was just terrible. Disasi had a go at him for it, which I don't really agree with. I think... in terms of leadership skills, that doesn't really fill me with much confidence towards Disasi. He had a good game against Man City, but against Liverpool, he was average at best. You know, blaming Mudryk for Van Dijk's brilliance, I don't really think that's on Mudryk entirely. But again, Mudryk and Noni Madueke, when they came on, useless. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we're actually quite lucky it went to extra time. If they didn't have all these injuries, if Salah was starting, Núñez was starting, Trent was starting, Szoboszlai was starting, if they had these players fit and ready, I doubt we would have got to extra time with the chances that they had and the chances that they missed. I've been very vocal with my opinions regarding Maurizio Pochettino and my opinions regarding the backroom staff, because much like a lot of Chelsea fans and much like every Chelsea fan from my generation, all I've seen is Chelsea winning. And anything less than that is unacceptable. It's entirely unacceptable. And we are in a current period where Chelsea aren't winning, and our prospects of winning going forward, it's not filled with a lot of confidence. And if I had to suggest any pathway back to seriousness. Let's just call it seriousness. Not even call it winning, but just being a serious football club again. I think Chelsea need to take a leaf out of the Bayern Munich book and announce the departure of Mauricio Pochettino come the end of the season. What that does is it shows that we are not going to cause massive uproar, and we're not going to cause disruption at this point in the middle of the season. There's not going to be a change of manager. It also allows us to have ample time to plan ahead for a new manager coming in, whether that be a Nagelsmann, whether that be a Ruben Amorim, whether that be a Hansi Flick, whether that be a Jose Mourinho. I don't really think Jose Mourinho should be the long-term manager, but I'm just throwing out a number of names that are available right now. If we are going to do that, then we need to start doing that right now, because Liverpool have already started their manager search. Barcelona have already started their manager search for next season. Bayern Munich have already started their manager search. Xabi Alonso, I feel like he's going to stay at Bayer Leverkusen if they win the league. If not, he'll go to Bayern Munich, and if not, then he'll go to Real Madrid when Ancelotti leaves. Nagelsmann and Amorim, two fantastic managers, especially for this next generation of football and the way football is being played right now and for the future of football. They're both high on the radar of Liverpool. Do you know why? Because they're a serious club. Barcelona, they're targeting Thomas Tuchel. They're targeting the likes of Hansi Flick. So if Chelsea want any chance of being a serious institution again in the future, we need to reinstill an ethos of winning, because Chelsea did bottle it. Chelsea could have beaten Liverpool today. We missed our chances, and in extra time, we shelled up, we shrunk, we allowed all the pressure to come towards us. We had no attacking threat in the extra time, and we lost. This cannot continue. Let me know your thoughts on that game in the comment section down below. As always, if you like the video, like, comment, and subscribe. I've been the Quick Take, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later.